Turned out to be a pretty fantastic day here across western and central North Dakota, but temperatures look like they're going to drop off here as we head toward earlier parts of this coming week. And of course, if you haven't heard yet, we do have a possible winter events right on the horizon here. So 64 in Bismarck. It's hard to believe that we're going to have such big changes coming up. South winds at 22 miles an hour. Can see some breaks in the clouds right now. And Dickinson, it's pretty cloudy. 59. Temperatures dropped off a little bit. We did hit 66 this afternoon. We have a northwest wind at 17 miles per hour. So it's kind of breezy. Wind is starting to switch around. So generally had a southerly wind throughout the day, anywhere from single digits to turning up to some teens, even sustained winds in the 20s, gusting even higher for most of the state into the upper 20s here. So pretty windy out there, and hold on to your hats if you're out and about. But temperature wise, it really skyrocketed compared to what we've seen the past multiple days. So 60s and just a few 50s on the boards. Pretty nice, well above average. Finally able to say that. Off toward the eastern part of the state though, temperatures lagging a little bit behind. Fargo at 42 and 41 in Grand Forks. But most of the viewing area here pretty decent. Up across the north, having some rain showers and even some snow across northern portions of Minnesota. If we see any rain, it's going to be pretty light here as we zoom in here a little bit closer. You'll notice that it's just very scattered and very light. Some of this probably not even hitting the ground here. Maybe just be some virga, meaning it's evaporating before it hits the ground. Kind of a fun weather term there. We're going to head out and head off toward the west coast. There's a low pressure system sitting right off the coast right now. You can see there's a lot of activity just west of the area here, and there's a big upper level disturbance just kind of moving onto the coast. And that's going to head across the Rockies, and it's going to influence a low pressure system that's going to head our direction later parts for tomorrow night, and into Monday. And that's what we'll take a look at right now with precision casts. Throughout the nighttime hours, temperatures will probably stay pretty mild, probably dip down around freezing or so. And then tomorrow, temperatures will go up a little bit more. Again, not quite as warm as today, but compared to maybe this past week, temperatures will be pretty mild. In the afternoon, we'll start to see some rain showers ahead of this low pressure system start to move on in. Most of this will stay south of I-94 to start. By late evening into earlier parts of the night, we're going to have this cold air from the north start to filter on in with this rain. And then we'll start to see that switching over to snow for earlier parts of tomorrow night and into tomorrow night. You notice that there's this big pressure change indicated by these isobars, these white lines when they get tightly packed. Just means it's going to be pretty breezy, if not windy. So we're going to have some blowing snow and some accumulating snow. Looks like it'll be pretty heavy. Most of this will probably be south of I-94 and even maybe some more into South Dakota. I think it won't go a whole lot farther up into the northwestern part of the state, but many of us are going to see some snow as we head into tomorrow night and into Monday as this low pressure system lifts up and heads off toward the east. I think we'll start to see a cutoff in the snow as we head into Monday morning, and maybe early afternoon it'll probably be out of the viewing area off into eastern parts of the state and then into Minnesota, which will leave a cooler finish to Monday, and actually that cold air will be sitting over us as we head into Tuesday. So we have some big changes coming up here. So I thought I'd point out again, we do have the winter headlines. The blue shaded area is going to be your winter storm watch that's surrounding a blizzard watch, just meaning that the green area is expected to have a lot stronger winds, meaning that we'll have reduced visibilities with the snow and blowing snow. So a lot will be going on as this heads our direction. So this will be subject to change, of course. If the track of the storm lifts a little bit farther toward the north, we could see some of that snow lifting a little bit farther, and much of us will see more then. But if it stays farther toward the south, which I have my fingers crossed for, then we probably won't see quite as much snow. But looks like it's on the way. 32 for tonight in Bismarck. Tomorrow, probably up to around 47, partly sunny. It's going to be kind of breezy out of the northeast. And then late afternoon, I think we might start to see some rain showers starting to move on in. 33 for tonight in Dickinson. Tomorrow up to 46, and we'll have some afternoon rain showers, and that'll last into the evening before it starts to switch over to some snow. So overnight lows actually pretty mild for this time of year, right around freezing or so, give or take a few degrees. Tomorrow, probably some upper 40s to mid 40s, and then Monday, of course, things switching over. We'll probably have some snow on the ground for much of the area, and actually the eastern part of the state may only see some lower 20s. So some cool days back in the forecast. Today was just kind of a teaser anyway. So some rain showers starting to move in. Tomorrow night, we'll probably see some upper 40s, be kind of breezy out of the northeast, and then switching over to some snow, probably late evening into the nighttime hours. We'll probably see some blowing snow into Monday as winds are expected to gust into the 20s and even 30s for some sustained winds in some areas. So the snow will mainly be out of here in the morning, might have some in the early afternoon, maybe areas like Linton and down near Ashley before that moves on out. Tuesday looks like a cool day, seeing more sunshine with high pressure and control. Might have some light snow in the area for Wednesday, and there's some hints, maybe some light snow lingering around for Thursday, but right now leaning toward a drier forecast with a gradual warm up Keep in mind, our averages this time of year are just under 50 degrees. So today was above that. The rest of the forecast a little bit cooler.
Yeah, spring has not sprung, I
Yes.
guess. All right. Thank you, Jared. Keep it here. Stick around. Coming up on K.